Starting over in life and business is not pretty. It can feel like you're walking out of a burning house with nothing in your hands, and it feels dark, it feels difficult, and it feels very lonely. No one prepares you for the parts where your business fails, your relationships crack open, and your identity dissolves so that you're left looking in the mirror and thinking, who am I anymore? In this video, I'm going to walk you through the darker sides of starting over so that we can turn the lights back on. You'll be able to understand and see what is happening inside you, calm your nervous system down, and learn my simple but powerful tools to turn the chaos into clarity. By the end of this video, you'll have the confidence to know that this exact season in your life is the fuel that can bring about the greatest success in your next chapter. Let's go. So before the collapse even happens, there is a phase that most people don't even know they're going through, and I call it the freeze. At this point, you can't really feel anything. It's the moment inside you where something shuts down. You know something is wrong, but you can't quite name it. And at the same time, your nervous system is going into survival and your world starts to become muted. For me, that phase happened in India. I had just had the best month in my business yet, but in my personal life, my relationship was unstable and unpredictable. And it's interesting, the symptoms in my body were very subtle. At first, I started going blank in conversations. When something felt wrong, I wasn't speaking up. Then I started scrolling on my phone for hours. I was binging shows, playing lots of mobile games. Oh my word, I became a master at backgammon. Basically, I was escaping into anything where I didn't have to feel. I even went to an Ayurvedic doctor because I was having some problems. And he told me, he said, Alice, you're highly anxious. And I could not process that because I didn't feel anything. This is the thing when your body freezes. It will start to shut down to protect you. And it's telling you, you have been carrying too much for too long. And if your body doesn't feel safe, then how can your business thrive? So if you're recognizing yourself in this phase, just know this is the moment where your body is asking for safety. Make sure to keep watching because I'm going to give you some very simple but powerful grounding techniques that can really help you in this moment of starting over. And once the freeze does start to fall, then we come to the next stage where confusion starts to come up. And that's when you realize, I don't recognize myself anymore. When my business failed and my relationship ended, I did what a lot of women do. I went into survival mode and I moved to China to work for someone else and stabilize myself financially. On paper, I was doing the right thing, right? I had an income again, I had structure, but mentally, I became a hermit. I went to work, I came home, and I just stayed in my little bubble. And yes, I was rightfully taking the time to heal and recover from failing, but I was also hiding from my own life. A few months later, some of my friends invited me on a trip to Vietnam, and I was excited. I was like, oh, I can connect with people again. But when I arrived, I was shocked by how anxious and unsure I felt of myself. Suddenly, I did not know what to say in conversation. I was overthinking every interaction, and I kept wondering, like, do these people like me? Who am I without my business? And that was the moment where I realized that starting over is actually a lot darker than we think. You can stabilize yourself on the outside whilst also inside not feeling stable at all. If you're in this space right now, it's exactly why I created the Flip Starter. It's the emotional and physical toolkit that I wish I had when I didn't recognize myself, when my confidence was shaken, and when I didn't know how to begin again. Inside, you'll get simple stabilizing tools that will help you rebuild clarity and trust in yourself without the pressure or overwhelm. The link is below. So at this stage, you start to see the parts of you that were running on external validation. And when your identity has been shaped around others, the silence can feel quite scary. But losing your identity does not mean you failed. It means you finally stopped performing. Oh yeah. Yet when you start to see the gap between where you are and where you thought you should be, then the next stage can creep in. We can start feeling, I'm ashamed of where I am. Shame is a quiet force that whispers things to you like, you should have known better, you should be further along, you should not be struggling like this. And this is where I found myself next. I remember one of my oldest, dearest friends visiting me in Amsterdam, and we were doing all the fun things. We were going along the canals, having the coffee, and the whole time I was secretly praying that she would not see that the card I was paying for everything with was a credit card. After failure, I had lost a lot of money and I felt ashamed. The thing with shame is that it keeps women small, silent, and isolated, and none of us need that. So how do you break the loop? The first thing I did was open up to my friends and family about where I actually was and how little money I had. It's very difficult to do that sometimes, but the minute you open up and just say it how it is, a lot of pressure can be released. And the second thing I did was change my words. I changed them from I failed to I learned. And I know you have learned a lot because every failure does contain a lesson. And when you turn those lessons into fuel for your future self, then you're onto something. And once the shame is released, then you get to hear your higher self again. And then you start asking, is it safe to be the real me? Is it safe to start again? So hear me out on this. I believe that the real reason we fear starting again in life and business is because we fear our own power. From a young age, especially us women, we are taught to be quiet, agreeable, accommodating, flexible, well-behaved, considerate. You get my drift. And what we're actually learning here is how to dim our own light so that others do not feel intimidated, outshined, uncomfortable by us. We learn that it is safer to mold ourselves into what others expect of us rather than be our true selves. There are versions of you that have performed, bent backwards, and kept the peace for others. But what about the real you? The ambitious one, the powerful one, the one who goes after what she wants, her true heart desires. You know, there was this one time where I had this speaking opportunity in Prague, and my partner told me that I was selfish for going. And every time that I tried to expand or follow my ambitions, there was an emotional consequence, a pushback. And eventually I got confused. I didn't know if I was being a good partner. I didn't know if I knew how to have a good relationship. And I ended up canceling the trip. And here's the actual truth here. I was scared that stepping into my full power would cost me acceptance, love, and belonging. So if you take one thing from this video, it is this: do not fear being too much. When you allow yourself to be expressive, ambitious, and self-directed, the right people will rise with you. And the ones who need you small will naturally fall away. And when you connect with the woman that you were before you were dimmed, starting again does not feel like punishment. It feels like your ultimate power chapter. If this part of the journey resonates with you and you want more grounded guidance in starting over in your life and business, then hit subscribe, because this channel is for those of you who have walked through the fire of failure and are ready to rise differently. And finally, we usually ask ourselves the question, can I trust myself again? And yes, you can. Think of all the things that you have learned up to this point. And to trust yourself again, start with your body, not your mind, not strategies. Go straight back to your body. And I'm going to show you the 4 practices that have grounded me now. Number 1, get back into nature. When your mind feels so loud, nature can bring back down the quiet. And being outside can remind you that the world is so much bigger than your fears. Number 2, do box breathing. With box breathing, you breathe in for 4 seconds, you hold for 4 seconds, you breathe out for 4 seconds, and hold for 4 seconds. And repeat this as many times as you need to calm your nervous system down and bring you right back to where you are now. Number 3, dance in your bedroom. I know it can feel a little silly, but genuinely bringing yourself back into your body, actually moving and letting the emotions flow works wonders. Put on your favorite tune and just dance it out. For me, I personally love heavy metal, but I also like disco and a little bit of trance. Yeah, I like everything. dance it out. And lastly, do the 5 senses exercise. And this is definitely something that you can do with me now if you would like. So with the 5 senses exercise, it's about bringing yourself back to where you are now and really reconnecting with everything around you. First, just ask yourself, what can I see? Look at all of these things around you now. What can you see? Then ask yourself, what can I hear? Well, right now, I don't know, maybe post-editing, you won't be able to hear this, but I can hear some children playing outside. I can hear my friend upstairs actually right now. Next, what can you smell? Maybe you can smell flowers. Maybe you can smell some food on the stove. Next, what can you taste? I think even if you're not eating, maybe you can taste something that you did eat, or maybe you can taste the air around you. And the last one, what can I feel? So I can feel this dress on my skin. I can feel the very hot weather in Cambodia right now. Doing these exercises will help you rebuild the safety in your body. And from trust, rebuilding in your life and business becomes possible. Tell me in the comments which tool you are going to try out. So your comeback starts here. Care for your body, trust your desires, and build from honesty, not fear. When you rebuild from this place and mindset, you're going to rise authentically. And that is the kind of success that lasts. And if you want support in this chapter, check out my 1-hour workshop. It's called the Flip Starter, and it's going to give you all the stabilizing tools that you need to rebuild your trust, clarity, and courage. And remember, you haven't failed, you've been forged. In the next video, I'm going to walk you through my short yet highly powerful confidence reset formula. It's a quick routine that you can use when you need to feel capable and grounded again. I think you're really going to love this one. See you in the next video.